Right now, today's Waukesha Christmas Parade helping heal a community that's still recovering from last year's attack. Plus, we now know where the Badgers are going for their bowl game and who they'll be facing. Plus, more than 1 million people have already voted ahead of Tuesday's Georgia runoff race between Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker. Where the race stands less than 2 days from election night coming up. Those stories and more just ahead on News 3 Now. More than 1 year after a man drove his SUV into the Waukesha Christmas Parade, killing 6 people and injuring dozens more, that community is showing its strength this evening by continuing a long-standing tradition. Tonight, the 59th annual Christmas Parade returned to the streets of downtown Waukesha. Our Catherine Merck was there and spoke with 2 parade goers working to make a difference after last year's horrific events, all new tonight at 10:30.
Through the hashtag Waukesha Strong, one Girl Scout and her mother are remembering the first responders of last year's parade. Christmas is most truly Christmas. We celebrate it by giving to those who need support most. Paige and Jennifer Allen were just 2 of the hundreds of people watching this year's Waukesha Christmas Parade. They're part of a Girl Scout troop focusing on supporting one branch of first responders.
We just wanted to help them and help their training to finish out the help that they did last year for the Christmas parade.
Last year at the Christmas parade, the dogs were on site helping the first responders, helping move patients, helping just overall with the events that went on down here.
The events of last year aren't easy for their Girl Scout troop to remember.
My best friend, who's also in the troop, and my sister was here, and it was hard for them to go through that.
Being the troop leader, there's 2 troop leaders, and our kids are the ones left in the troop. We're both first responders. So Bonnie, the other troop leader, was here triaging patients and then letting me know as I was up at the hospital, helping triage patients to get them to Freighter, to get them to Children's, so that the community worked together to help care for the victims.
Paige and Jennifer's actions are just some of many at this year's parade.
We want them to remember what happened, and those that went through the trauma specifically, we're here to support them.
Moving forward, this Girl Scout and her mother hope that their mission will remember what happened and create a positive impact moving forward. Reporting in Waukesha, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
Part of tonight's parade included the Milwaukee Dancing Grannies, who lost 4 team members last year. That includes 79-year-old Virginia Ginny Sorensen, who dancers say always encouraged the team to perform.
We marched to honor not only our 4, but all 6 people who were lost, and I'm sure we will be laughing. I'm sure there's parts of the parade we're going to be crying for, it's all good. It's all part of it.
In October, Darrell Brooks was given 6 consecutive life sentences and more than 700 additional years in prison for driving his SUV into the parade crowd. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Julian Seawright. Julian, some chances for snow tomorrow morning, but will it be impacting any of our commutes?
Well, we're not looking for it to be too widespread or really to impact our commutes, thankfully, but it's still something to watch for as we continue the rest of the overnights heading into our Monday morning. But outside of it, here's what we're going to watch for is that temperatures are actually quite improved over the last 24 hours. Double digits throughout much of southern Wisconsin, and even more so to our friends near Superior, which have seen a 21-degree temperature change for the positive over the last 24 hours. Now, as we take a look at what we're going to see throughout the rest of tonight, well, it is going to start to pick up in cloud cover, which is going to blanket our skies heading into our Monday. So, folks, we're looking at temperatures to be a little bit below freezing, but it's going to be steady overnight as our low will be around midnight. Then we're going to start to see temperatures go back to the 30s and lead into our Monday morning. Our high will be around 38 degrees in Madison. Many of us will be in the upper 30s. Near low 40s for Lone Rock, but cloud cover is going to hold firm, and we are going to be looking for a little bit of some flurries, potentially even a snow shower by the time we're waking up and heading out the door, but we are going to see not a lot of impacts for our travel. But we'll talk more because it's not just about tomorrow morning where we're going to be watching for some snow, but unsettled weather could bring in a bit more later into the week. We'll walk you through this in a few moments. Until then, back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Brand new tonight, Fitchburg police are investigating an afternoon shooting shooting near Fish Hatchery Road. A shots fired call sent officers to the 2400 block of Post Road, where police recovered at least one bullet. An investigation determined a large group of people were fighting in the area just before a gun was fired. The response blocked traffic in the area for a short while, but has since reopened, and so far, no arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to call Madison area Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. One person is hurt and another arrested after an overnight stabbing near the University of Wisconsin campus. Madison police say the stabbing took place just after 2 a.m. on North Francis Street, stemming from a fight that broke out between 3 people. UW police sent out an overnight campus alert to students in the area of the East Campus Mall to lock down and avoid the area. Another campus alert later lifted that lockdown, announcing a suspect had been arrested. Madison police say one person was injured after being stabbed with a knife during that fight. However, that person is expected to be all right, and officers have recovered the weapon used. A chimney fire in Maple Bluff briefly forced a family out of their home last night. At one point, flames could be seen coming from the top of the home's chimney, with that blaze reported to have caused nearly $2,000 worth of damage. Tonight, fire officials are reminding homeowners to clear chimneys and have them checked once a year to avoid the buildup of flammable material. For the 21st year in a row, the Badgers are going bowling, and we now know where the team will play. On December 27th, the Badgers will be in Phoenix for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, facing off against Oklahoma State for the first time. But this is not the only big news coming out of Wisconsin football tonight. Jordan Reed joins us now with more. Jordan?
Mertz officially announced on Twitter a little while after the bowl announcement that he is entering the transfer portal. Mertz has been the Badgers starting quarterback since the 2020 season. In his post, Mertz says, quote, "I am grateful for my time as a Badger. My time at Madison has taught me lessons that go far beyond the football field." He goes on to thank Coach Christ, Coach Ingram, Keller Christ, as well as other coaches on staff for helping him make his dreams come true. Mertz also expresses gratitude for his teammates and everything they've gone through together. Now entering the portal, Mertz has 2 years of eligibility left. This past season, Mertz completed just over 57% of his passes with 19 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He finishes his career as a Badger with over 5,400 yards and 38 scores. Badgers' new head coach Luke Fickell talked about Mertz entering the transfer portal this afternoon, saying he had lots of conversations with the QB as well as his family.
It's a tough situation, and he knows that. And, you know, we want nothing more than the best for him. Obviously, I can't tell you I know him, but I've met with him a few times, and I encourage him to stick around here and wait and see how the changes go. But, you know, I think at some point in time, some of those guys feel like there's something that they need to do. I don't want that. You know, that's not what I encouraged him to do, but I also respect that.
We still have more to cover on Wisconsin's bowl selection. I'm going to get to that later in sports.
All right, thanks, Jordan. You were one of the first to know where the Badgers were going bowling with a push alert through the Channel 3000 app. To make sure you never miss a breaking story, download it for free wherever you get your apps and turn on push notifications. With the bowl game falling just a few days after Christmas, Badgers fans looking to travel to Arizona may need to shell out some extra cash. Our Andrew Banstra breaks down the affordability of getting fans to Phoenix.
There is some good news, though. There is a direct flight from Madison to Phoenix, but there's also a lot of bad news. Flights are filling fast, and prices are climbing by the minute. Prices do fluctuate a little bit depending on when you leave out of the airport and which airport you fly out of. With the bowl game on the 27th, we'll show you prices for flights leaving the day after Christmas and returning on the 28th. You can fly nonstop out of American Airlines out of Madison, but you'll have to reach a little bit deeper into your pockets for it. There are 2 daily flights, both going for more than $1,000 right now. Now, flipping over to Milwaukee, you'll have more options out of Milwaukee, and you'll only save a little bit, though. If you choose to connect through another airport, you might save a little more. Spirit and American Airlines have round-trip fares for between $600 and $800 if you don't mind a layover. A little bit more of a headache, but Chicago's O'Hare and Midway airports provide the most options at the best rates, especially on a low-budget carrier like Spirit and Frontier. They both have nonstop flights to Phoenix for between $500 and $600, and that's the nonstop option. The moral of the story, if you're going to buy tickets, do it sooner than later. We want to emphasize these prices are changing constantly and come from a Google Flights check from this afternoon. Prices have already nearly doubled since the game was announced.
Looking at news across the U.S., tonight at the White House, President Biden welcomed the class of the 45th Kennedy Center Honors. The 2022 honorees are George Clooney, Amy Grant, Gladys Knight, the rock band U2, and composer Tanya Leone.
Tonight, we celebrate a truly exceptional, and this is it's not an exaggeration, a truly exceptional group of artists. Who embody the very spirit of we the people. At this year's Kennedy Center honorees, they're an incredible group of people.
You can watch the broadcast of the Kennedy Center Honors right here on CBS. That's Tuesday, December 28th at 7 o'clock Central. Ahead of Tuesday's Senate runoff election between Georgia Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker, both candidates busy making their final pitches to voters. Nicole Killian is in Georgia to share how both candidates are reaching out to voters ahead of the election.
After clinching the SEC championship this weekend, legendary Georgia running back Herschel Walker is hoping to follow the Bulldogs' win over LSU with a victory of his own Tuesday.
You saw a lot of people get out there and play, and they did it as one. They did it together. That's what we got to do right now. We got to do it together, and that's how we're going to win.
Georgia won by 20 points, but it's unlikely Tuesday's Senate election margin will be anywhere near that. Either candidate made the required 50% threshold on November 8th, forcing the race into overtime.
My work is not done.
Since then, the state's been bombarded with ads.
Herschel Walker will vote for Georgia.
Hey, campaign volunteers.
We need people to turn out, and so far, we have been turning out.
And out-of-town visitors.
Georgia needs Herschel Walker.
The current president and his predecessor stayed away during the run-up. But one president who did return to Georgia, Barack Obama.
You deserve a senator you can be proud of. Somebody who will talk straight to you.
But the race hasn't been without controversy, as both candidates have faced questions about their past. Most recently, the Republican challenger has been hit with new allegations of domestic abuse to revelations of tax records indicating his primary home is in Texas, not Georgia.
He was an amazing running back. And he will need those skills because come Tuesday, we're going to send him running back to Texas.
In addition to this church event, Senator Warnock is getting some star power support from Stevie Wonder, who is phone banking for him. Walker has multiple campaign stops across the state Monday. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Athens, Georgia.
In California, a 2-year-old girl is recovering after she was attacked by a coyote. That attack was captured on the family's Ring security camera. As you see here, it shows the coyote running up and trying to drag the girl away before her father is able to scare the animal away by throwing a water bottle at it. The attack took place in Woodland Hills, a heavily developed neighborhood in Los Angeles where wildlife is unexpected. The girl's mother says she saw blood on her daughter's pants, so the toddler was taken to the hospital to receive rabies shots. So far, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife has been unable to catch that coyote. Around the world now to Senegal, where lawmakers got into scuffles during a debate about the country's 2023 budget. Tensions have grown between ruling and opposition politicians since a July legislative election, in which the ruling party lost its majority, damaged in part over concerns the country's president will seek a third term. That session was eventually suspended as both sides continued to fight. Still ahead tonight, model trains have taken over the Old-Brick Botanical Gardens. A look at the annual Holiday Express Flower and Model Train Show, just ahead on News 3 Now.
Aw, come on! Leftovers are for quitters. That's why the Black Friday Super Sale at Denver Mattress has been extended. And for a limited time, the more you buy, the more you save. Get $100 off every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings stack up. Or get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Buy one Dr. Choice pillow for $69.99 and get the second one free. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended Black Friday Super Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota. Like Camry Hybrid, RAV4, Tundra, and more. Wow. What's next? I knew I was forgetting something.
She's a wizard.
Toyota, let's go places. With a touch of a finger, a mood can change, turning an ordinary day into a special moment. Let Lutron create the perfect lighting for any activity with advanced technology for superior dimming, because life happens between on and off. Lutron LED Plus dimmers install in 15 minutes or less and work in homes of all ages. Enhance any decor with a variety of different Lutron dimmers and colors. Find the right dimmer for you with Lutron LED Plus at Menards.
We all need fiber for our digestive health, but less than 10% of us get enough each day. Good thing Metamucil gummies are an easy way to get prebiotic plant-based fiber with the same amount of fiber as 2 cups of broccoli. Metamucil gummies, the easy way to get your daily fiber.
Vicks VapoStick. Strong, soothing vapors help comfort your loved ones for chest, neck, and back. It goes on clear, no mess, just soothing comfort. Try Vicks VapoStick.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
This week on the Jennifer Hudson Show, get ready for my holiday giveaways. And on my next show, the newly revealed winner of the Masked Singer.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Large-scale model trains have taken over Oldbrook Botanical Gardens. The Holiday Express Flower and Model Train Show is back through the end of the month, with the exception of Christmas Day. These trains come from members of the Wisconsin Garden Railway Society, who volunteer to show off their wide variety of model trains.
The trains that are running today were my husband's trains, and he passed away 5 years ago. So we found a family that loved trains, and we gave all of our trains to that family. And they're here running today, so they're running. Every time I hear the whistle, I think of my husband and all the fun we had. Wisconsin Garden Railway Society has become another family for me.
Admission to see these trains is $8 for adults and $5 for kids 6 and older. Children 5 and under, as well as Old Brick Garden members, will get in for free. In more local news, this weekend, the Monona Community Center was filled with toys, books, and children's clothes for the Little Badger consignment sale. The event started 10 years ago when Jen Orshak realized how many toys and clothes her daughter collected over the years. Rather than buying new ones, Orshak decided to recycle them with other moms in Monona. Now the event takes place 3 times a year with a mission of helping both the community and the earth.
It continues to go on, right? And I also just think sustainably, like it's less that are in our landfills, it's less that we're throwing away in the trash, and that's always a good thing.
A portion of the sales proceeds go toward the Monona Sports and Recreation Youth Scholarship Fund, with consigners also able to donate leftover items to local nonprofits around Dane County. The next sale will take place in mid-April. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Julian Seawright.
Well, we're going to dive right into things because we are entering a week of unsettled weather, which means we have some uncertainty to try to at least look at as we plan out the start of the new work week. So for tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures to be into the upper 30s for us here in Madison and much of southern Wisconsin. Areas a bit north will be closer towards the freezing points, and Lone Rock will be one of the few areas that will be into the lower 40s. Cloud cover is going to blanket the skies as we get into tomorrow morning. We're looking at the system to start to move itself in just around the 5 a.m. hour. We could see just a little bit of a sliver of some clusters of some light snowfall, and potentially even some flurries moving their way across just north of Madison by the time we get into our late morning hours. It's not looking to impact our travel, but areas, again, north of Madison could be between the Dells over towards Viroqua, could start to see just some light snow, so it's one thing to be mindful of, but outside of it, things are going to be rather smooth but cloudy throughout our Monday. Now, transitioning into Tuesday, we're going to see that wind shift. Colder temperatures are going to come in as we get into our Tuesday morning. We are looking for another system to start to roll their way in, bringing in some snow chances early Tuesday morning, especially as we're heading out the door, and that could make some travel issues as you're walking out the door or even starting your commute going into your Tuesday morning. This will start to clear out by the time we get into our Tuesday afternoon. We could start to see a bit of that lifting from northern Illinois, just bringing in some shower activity as we get into our late Tuesday. But outside of that, the next couple of days are going to be not as bad as what we're going to be seeing later into next week. So as we head out the door for tomorrow morning, here's the best thing to know. We could see, again, some light snowfall here in Madison, but it's not going to be very widespread. That line or that cluster of snow is mainly going to be from the Dells, Viroqua areas and Juneau, and outside of it is going to be rather clear once we get into the back end of our Monday afternoon. Looking for trace amounts of snowfall from Monday and Tuesday's little clusters that will be rolling through for us. But what we're going to be watching for is later into the week. Now, we have two scenarios for us. One could be bringing in plenty of rainfall for southern Wisconsin, and then it will transition itself into snow overnight going into our early Friday morning. Then we're looking for another round of snowfall coming in as we get into our Saturday nights, transitioning into early Sunday morning, bringing in some snow to the southern Wisconsin area by the time we get into our Sunday afternoon. Now, with that scenario, mainly any kind of snowfall is going to be far north for Wisconsin, completely out of our area. But then the second scenario will be bringing in some pretty healthy amounts of snowfall for us. We're going to be looking around 4 to 6 inches for Madison with the second scenario, which is the second model that's been really consistent with trying to bring in some snow, really reaching its way in from Iowa into southern Wisconsin. But again, it's still uncertain, so it's one thing we're going to be watching for over the next couple of days. So our 3 things we'll need to know: the unsettled weather is bringing in some questions for back end of the work week. But outside of that, we are looking for a couple of snow showers northwest of Madison for our Monday morning and heading into our Tuesday as well. For the bus stop forecast, as you're getting the kiddos out, it's going to be on the cooler side. Once again, temperatures will be just a tad below freezing, but at least it's still going to be rather quiet for us. Now, for the next 10 days, well, again, the question is going to be our activity for Thursday and heading into the weekend. As of right now, we are still looking for the possibility of rain, but how long will that rain stick around? Where is it tracking? And also, how much snow could be mixed into it is the questions we're going to be watching for over the next couple of days.
All right. Thanks, Julian. Still ahead, it's been another busy Sunday for Wisconsin football. We'll recap all the latest news next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who'll keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-550-5543.
Ready, Dad?
All charged up.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
So much.
And that's how Ford is helping you.
I'm proud of you kids.
Shine bright. This season, choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer. And shine bright.
Jose was seriously injured when he was hit by a semi-truck.
Google office did a great job at staying in touch with me. Every time I called, they had a response for me. Every time I needed something, they had an answer. They're very much helpful. Their communication is great. Everybody's really nice. You know what they say? One call, that's all. That's literally all I did. And I would recommend them to anybody.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
The Gruber Law Offices did a great thing. My voice was heard.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Call right now to find out if you qualify.
Call 1-800-336-0524. 1-800-336-0524.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now, there's Sky Rizzi. Things are getting clearer. I feel free to bare my skin. Yeah, that's on me. Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin. That's my new plan. Nothing is
people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months. In another study, most people had 90% clear skin even at 4 years. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
It's my moment, so I just gotta say, nothing is everyday.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Nothing is everyday.
Now's the time to ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
No shortage of Badger football news today. Now, in case you missed the early part of our show, Wisconsin's starting quarterback Graham Mertz announced that he is entering the transfer portal after being under center for 3 seasons. He will enter the portal with 2 years of eligibility. The news of his transfer comes not long after the Badgers learned they are heading to Arizona for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, where they will face Oklahoma State for the first time ever. Also marks the 2nd time in program history that UW will take on an active Big 12 opponent. As for who is going to call the shots on December 27th, here's what Wisconsin's new head football coach Luke Fickell had to say.
I mean, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be a part of the staff to coach the game. I envision myself being the head coach, but if that means I'm, coaching the punters, I'm coaching the kickers, I don't know. I just want to be around the guys. I know this is maybe not been done before, maybe unique, and a new coach in some ways coaching the bowl game. But I think it's really important. I think it's important for us. I think it's important for us to move forward. There's only one way to keep guys. There's only one way to build a program, and it starts with relationships.
When asked about Jim Leonard and his future with the program, Fickell says that he has sat down with Leonard a few times, opened the door for him to be here at Wisconsin, adding there's no rush for an answer. The oldest rivalry in the NFL gets renewed in Chicago this afternoon as the Packers take on their NFC North rivals. Now, the Pack have won 7 straight against the Bears, and whoever comes out of this game with a win becomes the all-time winningest franchise. So a lot on the line today, especially with Aaron Rodgers battling not 1, but 2 injuries. And this one did not disappoint. I mean, if you're a Packers fan. Late 4th quarter, they're down by 2. Rodgers and company, they aren't able to get the tutty, so they're going to have to settle for a field goal. Well, Mason Crosby puts them on top with a 32-yarder. The Bears get the ball back with under 5 minutes to go when Jair Alexander comes up clutch. He picks off Justin Fields, and the Packers offense capitalizes with another Christian Watson score. It's his 2nd of the game. Packers snap the 2-game skid, win it 28-19, and despite being banged up, Rodgers threw for 182 yards and a touchdown.
The line played really good today. I moved around a decent amount, held on the ball at times, and I went to the ground 1 time. So that's like a dream game for somebody in my position with a pretty sore rib cage. I feel good going to the bye week that maybe both these things will be behind me.
Packers are now 5-8 on the season and head into their official bye week before returning to action against the Rams for Monday Night Football on the 19th.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Stay with us. A final check of our forecast coming up when we return.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. If you or a loved one used talcum powder for routine feminine hygiene and later suffered from ovarian cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The use of talc-based powders has been linked to ovarian cancer. Call right now.
Call 1-800-982-8758.
I occasionally get bladder leaks.
I tried Always Discreet underwear. It absorbs an entire glass of water. It fit like a glove. It just felt like real underwear. Game changer.
It's the protection we deserve.
When cold symptoms keep you up, try Vicks NyQuil Severe. Just 1 dose starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to 9. For max strength nighttime relief, NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat, best sleep with a cold, Madison.
It's a fact. 2 out of 3 Americans who qualify for Medicare do not receive all the benefits they deserve. You could be missing out. Now, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield introduces a free Medicare plan checkup to make sure you receive all the benefits you qualify for in 2023. Call 1-855-597-0884 today and receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium. Benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery. online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money towards over-the-counter health items. Call 1-855-597-0884 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2023. You can receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium, like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. Call 1-855-597-0884 and make sure you're not missing out.
What's the matter, hon?
There's nothing to do.
You should check out Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home with a 95% average payout.
And with so many slot machines, there's a game for every kind of player.
They're right, honey.
And with new promotions and reward club perks all the time, there are more ways to win than ever before.
Find your fun and visit Ho Chunk Gaming Madison today.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Now, what is happening?
Morgan Murphy Media's Madison area affiliates are expanding our community outreach efforts to attract a more diverse pool of candidates to fill current and future job vacancies. Your local organization is encouraged to assist in this effort by referring qualified applicants. If you wish to be notified of employment opportunities at Morgan Murphy Media, please contact the Director of Human Resources in writing or via email, or check current job listings by logging on to channel3000.com/jobs.
Find out why this mother of a special needs child is suing the Madison School District. Monday at 10.
All right, folks, so the next 10 days is a bit of some unsettled weather for us. So we're starting off Monday, potentially could see some flurries or even some snow showers. It's mainly going to be north and west of Madison. Some of those areas could even produce a little bit of rainfall, but overall nothing to really impact our travel to start the work week. But for Tuesday, we're looking at some snow showers going into our morning hours, but we are watching for Thursday and for this weekend for more snow or even rain that could really make a damper into our weekend plans.
All right, thanks, Joan. Thanks for joining us tonight. News 3 Now this morning starts at 4:30.